Hello, test.
So, first of all, thank you so much. Feel free to have all the cookies you want to have.
Okay.
In case you don't know, my thesis is focused on understanding if human resources policies are aligned with the expectations of millennials. So basically, what I want to know from you in this interview is like, what do you expect out of the work environment in the future? First of all, I would like to ask you if you were born between 1981 and 1996.
No, after that. 1997.
Really?
Yeah. We can do it again. Am I not a millennial now?
Technically, according to my spectrum, no. You're a Generation Z. But I'm not gonna transcribe it like that. So.
Okay.
So, are you interested in having a career in consulting?
Yes.
What attracts you in that prospect?
It's mostly, I think, the vibrant work environment. The fact that you meet a lot of companies, you gain a lot of experiences from different situations.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's reason number one.
Okay. What other reasons attract you in a career consulting career? Sorry.
Yeah, also the big companies, I think. They're like McKinsey and EY and PwC. They're all reputable and they've got a lot of people from many different disciplines. So there's not a lot of knowledge available in those firms. So that's
There
why
is not?
a lot of knowledge available.
There's not?
Well, yes, there is.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that's good for me to learn from other people. That's another reason I would say.
Okay.
So it's not because I want to make a lot of money. Yeah, no.
It's not? You sure?
No.
It could be motivation. There's no problem in that.
Well, not necessarily making a lot of money, but being judged based on how much money you bring in. I think that's a really good motivator for me. I would say that's the case.
So, you feel like having the pressure of having sales targets on your back would be something that would motivate you?
Yeah.
Well,
So then it's clear. Okay, you reach your target, so
it's fine.
you did fine.
Okay. So, what would you take into consideration when looking for a job in consulting or when analyzing a job offer?
The way, well, you can't tell by reading a job offer, but the way people work together and how they interact. I do like being judged on my performance, and I do like some kind of hierarchy in an organization. But when the person who is judging you is really something you do not interact with on a daily basis, then it becomes a bit informal, or a bit formal, I would say. So that's what I don't like. So we try to figure out if an organization is informal within its organization.
So when would you be looking at a job, like how informal the company is, and what's the work environment? Maybe is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Also, yeah, the work environment. So how do you work together? Are you do you have a project on your own, or do you work together in a team?
Which one would you prefer?
Or the latter one.
So you would prefer to work in a team?
Yeah.
Any particular reason for that?
Again, coming back to the point I made earlier, I think learning from other people's experiences and the idea that when you're together you come to a better understanding of a problem because you have different insights.
Okay. So thinking about the many different things you would take into consideration when thinking about a job, what would you say is the one that you value the most?
Mm. Yeah. It's
Take your time.
it's it's difficult. I do not think about these kind of things that often, although I should, because I actually want to apply for a job this September or something. So, but
Take your time.
it's a company where you know what is expected from you, and you can achieve that goal together while still being evaluated on an individual level. So it's a mix, I think.
By other words, so is that what you value the most when looking at a job?
Yeah, value the most. I don't know. I think there's not one thing I value the most, because I also think it's very important that you have a lot of practical knowledge and you have a lot of experience. That's why I applied for the internship. I thought a small company, so I can do it's an internship, so I can do a lot of hands-on with the actual project. But then I learned about this other aspect. It's also good to have many people around who have a lot of knowledge, and there's a lot of insight from different perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a combination between many aspects, I think. There's not one that stands out, I would say.
Okay. And which one do you think is the least valuable to you, or the one you would be most willing to let go of? I mean, when you're looking at a job prospect, say, okay, it has X, Y, and Z, but it doesn't have W. And I'm okay with that. You know, I can live without it.
International work environment. Yeah, it's good to have. It's good to have people from different backgrounds, and if you include people from all over the world, then you have the chance that you work with more intelligent people is bigger. But I'm okay with working with Dutch clients and in the Dutch environment.
People.
Yeah.
Is there? Can you identify a specific reason for that? It's okay. No.
No, I've never been someone who is traveling a lot or wants to see the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
So that was never an urge inside me to discover the world and discover different cultures. Although I think it's very interesting and I enjoy going on a holiday, so that's not the problem. But I'm also really comfortable with working.
And you're satisfied with it?
Yeah.
Staying at home,
Yeah.
staying in Luzano, okay. So, what do you expect out of your co-workers?
That they're, most of all, that they're motivated and that they like their job. Because, and that sounds maybe obvious, but sometimes when you work, especially with my bachelor's, you work in a team and there are two students who really don't want to do anything and they lack motivation. And that drags me down, because how I feel really depends on the people around me. So if another person is very motivated, I can lift on their motivation and also get motivated. So that's what I think is very important.
Any other things that you would consider important in your co-workers in the work environment?
That they're not too competitive.
Mm-hmm.
So that they really like working together, and it's not just because they want to get higher up in the organization, but they just read on a peer level. That's what I also think is very important.
What about your superiors in the workplace? What do you expect out of them?
That they give me a lot of feedback. Sort of a coach role, I would say. And not judging once a year and the evaluation interview, but more on a regular basis. See if I'm going in the right direction. See if I make the goals I set for myself. So,
how would you like that evaluation to happen?
I would like to have a say in the goals I want to reach. And then I can use the experience from the superior to reach those goals, because he's older, or she is older, and then I can use their experience to improve myself. And also having someone who is looking after me or watching what I'm doing and helps me to evaluate my own decisions is really helpful for me, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
What about the company? What do you expect of the company you're going to work for?
Yeah, that's my millennial part of me jumps in. I think material elements like a car from work, or a phone, or the supportive elements are really important. So that you have an environment where you can work in, where you can enjoy working in. So it's not like a shitty space office where you have to go to every day. So the facilities mainly, that's what I think is very important. And what was the question? What I expect from the organization itself, right?
Yeah.
That they have interesting clients, so that I have interesting projects to work on. So that's why a consultant would work in a big organization to reach other kind of clients.
How would you define an interesting client?
That's a good one. An interesting client is a big client, I would say. So if you are doing an assignment on a big client, then your decisions will have a lot of impact.
So an interesting client is a client that in which you feel like your decisions will have a bigger impact.
So yeah. So I would advise or work more on strategic issues than on operational issues, so to say. But that's maybe personal preference, yeah.
Sure. And what are you willing to offer in return?
My time. Time and effort. That's all I have to offer. But it doesn't. And I mean, I'm okay with working more than 40 hours a week.
What would be your limit? 90?
Yeah, that doesn't even fit.
No, but...
No, I'm okay with working a couple of hours in the evening. I'm okay with working half a Saturday or something. That's if you really like the job and you like what you're doing for your clients, then it's not that bad. But there should be enough time to take a breath and relax a bit to gain some energy. But you have to do something.
Yeah.
But that's also because I don't have a girlfriend or a family to take care of, so my personal situation is not that demanding.
Is that something that you want to change in the future?
Not in the near future. So, yeah, I see myself married with kids, so that then the limit of hours I want to work will drop probably. But in the next 5 years for sure, I want to focus on my career. Yeah.
Just doing a bit of a parenthesis here, you know that if you want to have kids first, you have to have a relationship with someone.
Yeah.
So you need to. What I'm trying to point out is I understand.
I might work on a relationship first to make sure I get kids in 5 years.
It's not like, hey, I want kids now. It's not like things are just gonna pop up. So.
No,
sorry.
It's more on the focus and. So
okay, so you feel like your first priority in the next couple of in the next 5 years will be definitely your career.
Yeah, I know that after those 5 years, all of a sudden the kids will pop up.
Yeah, but in the meanwhile, just because you're focused on your career, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is what I'm listening. This is what I'm hearing from you.
Okay.
So, in the next 5 years, you see yourself more focused on your career, and it's okay to work over those 40 hours. You know, it's like it can even reach 50 or something. You know, you're okay with that, but you also feel like there's a need for you to also have space for yourself, like you said, to take a step back, to relax a bit. You know, do other things.
Yeah.
So can I say that is work-life balance?
Yeah, and I'm willing to stretch that. So. I don't want to burn out either, but I'm willing to spend a lot of time and effort on my work. Yeah.
Yeah, burnout is not nice.
No, that's not nice. You don't want that in your life.
You don't want to what?
You don't want that in your life.
No, you don't. So, imagine that you have 2 offers by 2 different consulting firms, but they're very similar. What would make you choose one over the other?
If they're completely the same, then salary, I would think.
Okay. And imagine that. What other things would you look at?
How big the company is.
Being that the bigger the better? In your perspective right now?
Yeah. But if it's above 100, then yeah.
100 what?
100 FTE or people that work there. If there's more than 100 consultants, then I just don't want to work in a small firm. That's the biggest issue.
Okay. What's a small firm for you?
Between 0 to 30, I think, so something like that.
So you want to work in a firm that's between 30 and 100 people? Is that it?
Yeah, or up.
Up.
But if I won't pick a company because it has 300 employees and the other one has 250, then that's the difference I don't care that much about. Yeah.
What else would drive your decision in choosing one job offer over the other?
The salary size. Yeah, I think maybe we come back to how people work together. Also, I would follow my intuition a bit, and that's difficult to explain. What do you focus on when using your intuition? But it's really if the people that work there, or the people that you speak to that work at that place, if you share their world vision or the way they look, analyze the world or see the world, so something like that, I would say.
Okay. What would make you leave your job in consulting?
So go into a different industry or just quit the.
Well, first of all,
firm.
like, well, that's a good question. first of all, let's focus on what would make you, leave a job in consulting or leave the company that you're working at to work at a different company, not necessarily in consulting.
Okay. Yeah, I see myself leaving a company, leaving the consultancy industry in the far future, when I've gained a lot of experience talking to different firms. Then I would see myself going to I don't know, a private company or something. It doesn't really matter. Maybe a field where I have gained a lot of experience in, a lot of knowledge, then I can use that for one particular firm.
Okay. That's the only thing?
Yeah, why would I leave a firm? Maybe if I don't like the people I have to work with, and there's no possibility of being placed in another team, something like that. If you really have asshole co-workers, then it's that's important for me. The people I work with.
Okay. How? I mean, I'm honestly done, but I do have another question for you. So the consulting industry is often known by the demands it puts on its service providers, like the employees. Do you think that this is something that still holds true today?
Yeah, I think it is, but they will provide more care to the employees, so they know it's a demanding job. The companies know that it is that way, so they help you still achieving the goals. They provide, they help you get through it.
Yeah. Okay, but I don't know if you have any question for me or any other thoughts that might come into your mind that you think it would be interesting to share with me.
No, I think that's it.
Yeah.
How many people did you interview?
I'm gonna